How should we handle our 23-year-old son who doesn't want to work? Has he talked to a psychologist? If not, that's probably be the most important thing right now. Going through something similar. Mine has a few chronic issues that are a barrier to finding and keeping work though. Plus he finished school right at the start of the pandemic and lockdowns around here, severely impacting on his ability to even look for work for the first 2 years out of school. He'll just hang around stinking up his room chatting and playing games with his online mates. We tried therapy. Doesn't work, and now I'm pushing him to try meds. The depression is very real. Experiencing it myself for 20+ years. But you've got to push yourself somehow to survive around its impact. I don't know how to make it happen. People preach tough love when they won't be living with the consequences. I don't even know how I got myself to get help. It just clicked one day that I should. I'm sorry. It's hard. Go to community college and figure out what he wants to do with his life. It's cheaper than actual college and will allow avenues that he hasn't thought about before. It'll get him out of the house, meet people, make connections. I was in his position. I struggled for a long time. Was misdiagnosed with depression and the treatments did more harm than good. Then I was diagnosed with ADHD, and when I found a treatment that helped, I finally started becoming the person I wanted to be. Not to say that your son has ADHD, but there could be something there holding him back mentally. Be patient with him. I desperately wished I could be normal, and I likely wouldn't be here today if I didn't have my parents' patience and understanding. If you want something specific, and if you live in the US, look into AmeriCorps. I did the NCCC program between high school and college, and it was absolutely the best decision of my life. The NCCC program does a few different projects in a region, rather than one project all year, so it will give him a wider variety of work to dabble in. But the cutoff age is 24 or 25, so he'll want to act quickly. Living on a stipend helped me to manage money responsibly. Working on a team of my peers taught me more than I could put into words here. Living and working in a different part of the country than the place I grew up also taught me so much. If navigating a financial aid application is the only thing that stands between him and college, couldn't you help him with that? Or find someone who can? College might help him find a passion, or failing that, something he doesn't mind doing for a living. I have ADHD and depression, and I can relate to your description of him. If you can get him proper treatment, you might see a significant change over time. That boy has much warranted depression. Therapy is the correct option, but getting him to go could be an issue. So change the atmosphere. Go camping for a week. Don't spring it on him. Let him know what's going to happen. Get him off the computer and out of his nest. No phones. Let him detoxify for a day or so out in the woods without a screen. Then sit and talk with him. If he doesn't want to work, then what does he want to do? Walk him through it without judgment. Ask how you can support what he wants to do. And follow through, even if you think it's stupid. Because chances are he'll realize it's stupid too. Eventually. Be creative together. Care about helping him, and he'll care about helping you. So he straight up told you he's depressed, and your first thought was, maybe let's kick him out? Lol. He obviously needs help with applying for financial aid and with his mental health. Instead of thinking of ways to punish him, how about you start brainstorming ways you can actually help? He has ever been tested for ADHD, autism? As someone who's been where your kid is, I can just say this. I think your son is being honest about feeling depressed. It's exhausting trying to do anything when the future of the world looks so bleak. Just do your best to support him in what he seems interested in. You say he's interested in going to college, but the finance part of it is confusing and bothering him. Help him with the finance part. A lot of us do want to succeed, but knowing that the battle is so uphill and that you'll almost never be able to escape poverty, or even if you do, that the world will probably end in our lifetime, makes the effort seem pointless. The most you can likely do is make the effort required as minimal as possible. I was in the same shoes at his age. I'm now 26. What helped me was years of therapy and finding medication for my anxiety and depression. It was hard work, but it was the only way out of that mentality. Make him go. You can't make him take it seriously. That's up to him. But you can make him go. Having a professional to talk to that isn't his parents might make a big difference. It did for me. My parents love me and support me through everything. But I couldn't talk to them. I could talk to my therapist, though. He had heard it all before. And some of the answers my parents had for me were working against me just because I didn't know better. Therapy works. As someone who was doing the same thing to my parents a few months ago, I can try to share my experience. I was exactly like that. Always trying to get away from reality and only doing the bare necessities to keep my body alive. But not wanting to engage with society in any way. Sit in bed all day. Read. Play games. Watch movies. Whatever. My parents made me pay a small rent, and would sometimes get me out of bed to eat with them. But I had enough money saved to last me a while. And I always went back to my room as soon as I could. I am now in another country, in a place that cares about the environment, does their utmost to make things better, where compassion is the #1 rule, and where money holds almost no power. The work I do here, I do because I want to, because it is something that has meaning to me, rather than to earn money. This is what changed everything. Some people can't find enough meaning in life to just get up every day and work for so long for money. Some people can't be satisfied with the way society works right now. These people need help. Help him find what he would like to do. Explore alternative ways of living. Give him a lot of space so he can truly think and come up with an answer on his own that will really be meaningful to him. Once, if he ever finds something that he might want to try, you will still probably have to push him. Getting out of your comfort zone to try something like this is extremely difficult. Even though I knew about this place for a long time, it took me 6 months between the moment I decided to go and the moment I actually went. Because my parents managed to push me while supporting me, it must have been incredibly difficult for them. And they probably don't understand what I find so amazing about this place. But being here was a life changer for me. And I don't think I can go back to those days of only playing games anymore. Remember to be loving, patient and compassionate. This is someone who, even though he might be content with what he is doing right now, still needs help. I never used Reddit enough to know if there was some kind of personal messaging system. If you ever feel like talking to someone similar to him who actually made it out of there would be helpful to him, I would gladly try to speak to him. Good luck to your son. And good luck to you. I'm personally almost that 23-year-old right now. I've finally found a stable job that I don't hate. And I am starting college next month. I would love to move out. But it's not affordable right now. I'm not saying you shouldn't give them an ultimatum, as obviously they have no actual motivation, unlike myself. But I want you to understand that they may become homeless if you do. Give him the ultimatum of seeking therapy and getting employed or getting kicked out of the house. This is going to be tough and he's going to fight and all that, but he needs to learn to survive if, heaven forbid, you and the wife were to pass away. Edit. Good stuff. Op. Glad you were able to have a productive chat with your kid and glad that he agreed to go to therapy. and actually wanted to go. Best of luck to you both. Here's my take, having dealt with this with a daughter who had kids to care for as well. You certainly don't want them homeless. But you don't want to enable this behavior either. Yes, it would help if he would try therapy and/or medication. But he can refuse to do those things as well. I'm too tired. I forgot. I don't like pills. So I recommend giving both support and boundaries. 1. Help him get therapy and/or medicine. But with deadlines. Make the APPT by Friday or we will change the Wi-Fi password. 2. Encourage him to get a job and move out with both support and deadlines. Find a full-time job by the end of the month or we stop paying your cell phone. 3. Encourage him to save, to move out, by matching some savings. You save $X every month and we will match $Y. Help him make a budget for how much he needs in savings to move on. Show him it will take a year to do it and how much he needs to save every month. 4. And the hardest thing, let him fail. Let him not have enough money for the things his friends have. Or gas to go out or $$ for a new game, etc. When he moves out, let him miss a rent payment, even if you help him later. So he gets that feeling of missing a rent payment. He needs to feel some pain, so he wants to work to avoid it. Let him feel a little pain. It will help him. Don't pay for his stuff. I used to feel the same as your son when I was in uni and working 50 hours a week. Once I graduated and got a well-paying job, all that went away. Now, I feel peaceful. He just needs a push from you. He has gotten accustomed to the same old routine, which is actually harming his growth. Give him an ultimatum and a timeline. He has to start paying X amount of rent monthly. Charge him a small amount of rent so that he can learn responsibility. You can put that money in a high-yield savings account and give it back to him when he is ready to move out. Tell him to look into courses he is interested in. Look them up in YouTube. If he is further interested in pursuing a career, he can sign up for university. He needs to learn how to survive on his own. You won't be there for him forever. 1. Seek professional help. Encourage your son to speak with a mental health professional. The behaviors you've described suggest that he may be dealing with depression or other mental health issues. A professional can diagnose and treat these issues, which is often the first step towards improving motivation and quality of life. 2. Set clear expectations. Establish boundaries and expectations for living in your home. This could include requiring him to seek employment, contribute to household chores, or actively apply for college financial aid. Remember, this is a complex issue and it's unlikely to be resolved overnight. Patience, understanding, and consistent support will be crucial throughout this process. I would tell him that therapy is his job right now. If he wants to continue to live at home and enjoy free rent, food and utilities, then he needs to be making progress in her personal life.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.